All right, we are back, and for everyone who was watching and we vanished, we did. We crashed.
Bowling balls and Ethernet cords and everything, they don't mix.
There was a bowling ball on my Ethernet cord. Well, bowling bag, not just ball.
Was it an official SYC free ball tournament tote?
It was not.
Oh my god! Come on now.
I know. Like, if you're gonna wreck the internet, at least use an SYC tote to do it.
At least use the bag that you bought from us.
Anyway, we're back though.
We've got a pretty good cross here, really good group of bowlers with some scores here on the stream pairs.
Yeah, we have Aiden Barnhouse. Okay, this is to the left of us, 5 and 6. Aiden Barnhouse, Price Metzger, Ryan Burgess, Braden McDonough, Tristan McElroy. Yep, and then we move on to 7 and 8. Anthony Linker, Christian Mouton, Mateo Quintero, Benjamin Sayers, Tyreek Newby, and Hunter Mullen. And then finally, to the right of us on 9 and 10, Joshua Morgan, Jackson Neubauer, Jaden Alberto, Ethan Radcliffe, Elijah Pipkin, and Brian Peterson.
And Maximus Rouse. Which, by the way, that's a contender for the second, maybe the top favorite name of what I've seen this tournament.
Maximus.
I mean, I really do like Poncho Johnson.
Yeah.
Poncho Johnson is up there. That might be my favorite, but Maximus, that's close.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, really good pair here on the streams. We've got some good bowlers with some good scores. We're talking in the last game a little bit about lane play and some of the folks and kind of where the athletes were playing them. It's a little bit harder to see. Well, you can see it on the stream. Bowlers on 5 and 6. There's a couple of them, 3 or 4. Ryan and Brady and a couple. They're definitely significantly farther left than we saw a lot of the last game, and that's part of that zone we were kind of talking about was really playing the hold. The middle part of the lane is a little bit more friendly, where the track definitely starts to hook, and those bowlers can be left of the track area, which allows for a little hook right if they've got the right ball in their hand and a little hold left. That's what you want to maximize some scores. And we're seeing it. We've seen some early doubles over there. I've already seen a ball change. I think Ryan made a ball change early on. He's fighting the 9 train, but I think is probably in the right zone now, or I should say in the right ball now. Norm, do you prefer to play the hook or play the hold?
I like to play wherever the winner is.
That's perfect answer.
Yeah. As soon as you have a favorite, that means you have a least favorite, and there is my problem with it. So
there you go.
Hey, look, if Belmonte's inside and he's leader, I'm going to be inside probably. If Walter Ray's leading from outside of 5, I'll probably be there. The good thing is I have that option.
Yeah,
I loved having, it's completely up to me where I want to play.
Yeah, you figure if you lean too much one way, it means the other one's a weakness.
That's correct.
Yeah, and it's good to, obviously looking around, paying attention to who you're crossing with, especially if you're trailing. If they're striking more than you and you feel like you're executing, it's not, even if it is somewhat self-inflicted, but if you're in the wrong zone, wrong part of the lane, and the leader is somewhere else, don't have too much pride. Don't try to stick it out and say, well, I'm going to do this. And, it's okay to play the favorable part of the lane. Chances are it's probably the right one if they're striking that much.
Yeah, and you have to be nimble. And you have to trust your gut. If your gut says move in, don't just say, well, I'm going to give it 1 or 2 more shots. Nah, just move in. Just do it.
Yeah. To the face there on 5. Brady definitely got that one up the lane a little bit. Just pretty frustrated. I think he's got a good look. I feel like he's throwing a sum and a cent. That's kind of what it looks like. Ryan's got into this idle on lane 6. He started with an origin. It's a pretty good shot there. Went to a ball that reads the middle part of the lane a little bit more. Allows for some. Gets the ball slowing down a little bit more than the shinier pearl. Blair, how's the stream? Are we good? We're doing okay?
Yeah.
We kept Blair in here just in case, because if something happens, Norm and I have no idea how to pull anything back up. With
Well,
zero.
It seems like it seems like we might not be live on one channel, but hopefully, I don't know what's going on. We're having slight technical difficulties. Slight.
We'll get there. You're the wizard.
Sure. Okay. We'll go with that. Oh yeah, I think we are live. Okay, good. We're live everywhere. We're fine. Life's good.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you don't see that on lane 7 very often. A two-handed release player leaving the bucket with the 7-pin. And he got lucky there. That 8-pin fell out in the back. He's got to hold off and get that 8-pin back in there.
Yeah, much easier to shoot without the 8-pin.
There's been some very interesting leaves, that's for sure.
Good shot right there for Brady. He's got 2 early opens out of 4 frames, so he needs to string them, and he knows it.
Yeah, he was pretty upset with the shot on lane 4, or sorry, the shot in frame 4 previously. I think that was an opportunity there to get an early double and see if he can snag one in the 6th.
Yeah, instead of making up for the open frame, he parlayed it with 2 opens. The wrong parlay.
The wrong kind. That's exactly what I was going to say.
So as I was walking through this morning, the Ion Max was definitely on at least 50% of the racks that I saw.
That would be prominent with the longer patterns, for sure. You know, the trick with that, what can be the trick with a big ball like that is kind of surface prep. Again, if you're a little bit more rev dominant and you feel like it's a good spare there on 7. You feel like it's digging in and it's strong enough. That's okay. Don't absolutely beat it up with surface if you don't need to, because some of the long patterns you don't want the ball hooking in the front part of the lane and then not necessarily down lane. But sometimes you can get a little crazy with surface on the really strong balls because those covers are super strong. That's where knowing your game, knowing your rev rate, and how you like to get the ball into the lane can come a long way. Certain players need more surface than others, right, Lawrence?
Oh, absolutely.
Norm, what was that random ball you loved? There was a high-end ball that you used a ton. I'm trying to remember.
The Paradigm, maybe. Gosh, I forget all the names.
I know. Was it a Menace?
Well,
Did
the
you
Menace
have a Menace?
was AMF.
No, the Menace was a rotograph.
Well, I had a
That
Menace tour when I was on AMF staff many years ago, and so I won some tournaments with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you would win with when I was doing the social media. You would win with just absolute random balls. I'm like, where did he get this? But yeah, so proves a point, right? If you love a ball,
oh yeah,
don't follow the crowd all the time. But
yeah, and one of the things is I was 16 pounds, and so many people were 15.
Oh, good point. Yeah,
and they're different because you got the same weight block in 2 different weights. So typically on tour, at least, if you are 16 pounds and you love a ball, the 15-pound guys didn't really like it much.
Yeah.
And the people that loved it in 15, we didn't like it much in 16 pounds. So it was weird that way. That's why I typically had something different than everybody else in my hand. I had an extra pound of weight in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the high roads are just a massively different ball in 16 than they are in 15.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, I mean, a 15-pound high road is like, I want to say it's 257 RG, and 16 pounds, it's like 5'2". I mean, it's well more in play, a lot more diff. And, yeah, there was a big gap there.
Oh, that's a nice shot right there.
Yeah, really good shot on 8.
Brady did get the double on the left lane, so he's made up for one of those opens, but he's got a long way to go.
Got some players in front of us. A lot of junior Team USA talent that you guys are watching.
Yeah, you definitely can see, compared to the last game, you see the majority of the players that are left to 20 with their laydowns. A lot. You got a couple guys that are still going a little bit more up the lane, but there are some strikes here from farther inside, which I do think is the play. The results are kind of showing that, regardless if it's one hand or two hand.
Yeah, and you don't have a whole lot of volume out there. You know, only a couple of milligrams more than the short pattern. And so what that means is it's going to break down quicker. So the guys with a super duper hand, they're going to have to move in a lot faster than they did on the short or the medium. So I'm with you. Left is great.
So I was talking a little bit about axis rotation on the last game, Norm, and kind of, if you wouldn't mind chiming in on the difference between some of these guys. You see a lot of high rev guys, and a lot of people think that they get their hand around it a bunch to get it to curve that much, but it's really not the case, right?
No, not at all. If you get around it and you elbow it a little bit, then you get nothing out of the ball. It just hydroplanes the whole way. So you got to lift through the ball. If you turn it early, the only way to lift through the ball is to miss left with it, because to get through the ball, you got to follow through left. But if you can stay behind it a little bit longer, you can get around it. Just stay behind it longer. Then you can get around it as you're going through the center of the ball. And I mean, that's when you can get full hand.
That's the Goldilocks spot.
Oh, we didn't like that one on lane 9.
So Ryan here on lane 5, Burgess, has made that ball change and found a 3-bagger. See if he can continue here.
The black cloud.
That's tough. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I have one.
You have a black cloud.
Oh, no.
We need it.
I feel
Zach,
so ashamed.
Your face is there, too.
Oh, no.
Nice shot.
Pretty good double off the 5-count bucket there. Good adjustment.
Solid spare by Ryan. Oh, just kidding.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't see the 10.
2-8-10.
You really clouded him.
Do you have a do you have a graphic for something like that where it's like a missed call?
Well, no, but I could not see. I just thought that you clouded him a little bit.
No, that was max penalty there.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Zach. That's like a dunce cap.
Well, and it's tough too there because really your peers and your competition there are all in similar spots, right around within 20, and they all have a 3-bagger, and so
Yeah.
you feel like, man, you really missed an opportunity there.
Christian Mouton is a SYC champion. Here, stepping up on lane 8.
When you say stepping up, I'm talking about stepping up. Yeah, he's up in front of the ball return. Come on, man.
He's ready.
Here we go. Oh, he's got full hand. He loves it. Oh, just a little bit of overreaction on the back end, but he'll figure that out.
Pretty good shot, and I saw him. What was interesting on the left lane when he came off that, he was up there kind of testing the approach a little bit. Not a bad idea, especially on wood. Making sure you've got sure footing if you're making a big move like that or coming to a new pair. Always a good idea.
Yeah, great shot right there, Hunter.
think the key to sure footing, as we've seen here by Christian, is to have the oversized slide sole. We just don't bother cutting it.
Don't even do it.
Yeah. I don't. It might be so oversized you can see it on the stream. I don't know. We'll see if we get him back up here.
Do you know who fries out the most about that?
Who?
Steve Klemkin. He
can see that.
fries so bad when he sees on streams or in pictures. He's like, what? Like, you can cut them, guys. Like, he's just so. But yeah, no, it's funny. Like, he goes on rants about it. If you want to get him going, talk to him about that.
Right.
Good to know.
Christian, I don't know if he's doing well right now. He's in front of the ball return, but he also has a unique approach at times where he'll actually take steps backwards before he goes forwards.
Like Weber and I?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Little timing tricks, right?
Right.
Right,
Well,
Norm?
well, mine was based on not enough room. I used to take 7 steps. And then once I figured out I really needed a longer stride at the end, I didn't have the room. So I didn't like going to 6 steps. So I said, well, just take 7 and take 1 backwards first.
Yep.
And I did that for 35 more years.
Yep.
As you were. And then Weber says one day, he said, yeah, I just like the way that you always looked like you were comfortable. And so I tried it once, and he's doing that now, I guess, probably 25 years.
Well, it's a very dynamic thing too. You see, you almost equate it to guys with golfers that have a waggle. It keeps you kind of free and loose. Keeps you you don't get locked up as much. You kind of have that rhythm, especially with players like yourself that have so much feel. I would imagine that really helps. Good spare on lane 6. The baby split the hard way. Saves and open.
Brady here is having to do some bowling science before this shot, I think.
Now, this has been his happy lane.
Yeah.
He hasn't missed on lane 6 yet and struggled with the left lane.
Well, geez, Zach.
Man, I need to stop talking.
Black cloud.
Here we go.
I know who will never be invited back to the SYC live stream.
It didn't happen yesterday, and
No.
I overstayed my welcome.
No, Mike Cynic and you are in the same boat because whenever he comes in, the cloud comes out. But I've had a pretty good weekend. I gotta say, I called him 4-9 earlier. Like,
You did call it 4-9.
never quite happens that way. I'm having a lucky weekend.
We saw him spare the 7-9 earlier. That was good.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
I was
that was
around.
good.
I've had good juju for that.
All right, I'm going for the juju right here
All right,
on the left lane.
Christian, let's see it.
Here we go. Over the cap. Falling it back and then peeling it.
That was
pretty good.
awesome. That was really good.
Yeah, that was one of those clouds that block the sun when when you need it to block the sun. That was it.
Yeah.
Nice shot there at the 10 pin.
All right, I was gonna say something,
Don't,
but I'm not.
don't even do
Just,
it.
I'm
just
not. I'm
you
refraining.
thinking it in your head even is bad enough. So, like, you can say it after
I'll
it's done.
leave if bad things happen.
It just started raining.
See,
Okay, it was only a 10 pin.
what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I really like Joshua's game.
Solid.
It reminds me of from a two-handed standpoint, a little bit of Chris Vi.
Mm-hmm.
Very controlled, very smooth. Not a lot of moving parts. He's very composed. It's interesting too. You just watch his body language. He's very calm. You see a lot of players that really get amped up, and he's everything's kind of at a even keel.
Yeah, Josh is a great player. This is his last season of
You
youth
spared it.
bowling.
We're good.
Yeah. Were you holding your breath the whole time?
I was.
This is his last season at youth bowling, so I believe he'll be heading off to bowl some adult events in the future.
Excellent.
So yeah, he'll. Great family. He has a younger sister in the U12 division. One of the tiny but mighty kids down there.
I like tiny and mighty. I like it. So we're seeing a lot more 10 pins right now, and let me tell you why. We got carry down. Okay, so the more carry down you get, the harder it is to get your ball to roll through the pins because there's more oil in front of the pin. So later on through the day, you'll see so many more 10 pins than you will early. And you think, wow, I'm so unlucky. It's just because your ball's not rolling into the pins. You got to get it started a little quicker. And then if you get it started too quick and it rolls out, you're going to leave a flat 10 on the other direction. So you got to catch that window where the ball's really in a roll state. If it's skidding and hasn't gotten there yet, you're going to 10 pin. That's what these people are fighting right now because of the carry down. But if you overball or you get it to roll too soon, well, then it flattens out. You know, so there's a window there. Hit the pins in that window. Carry go way up.
Yeah, and it can be really tricky with the long patterns. A lot of folks, even better bowlers, they think, okay, well, there's a lot of oil down, not necessarily a lot of oil, but the oil is carried down the lane quite a bit. I need something strong. It's a long pattern. I need the big balls. Sometimes in this sense, you're trying to get that ball to face up. And yeah, if you go too strong, it reaches the breakpoint spot there, and there's really nothing left. And you have that kind of, you've gone too much the other direction, so to speak.
Yeah, most of the time the pros will ball down.
Yep.
And they'll move way left and then soften up, get more hand in it, give the ball time to make the full arc. And they're balling down just so they can get it down the lane with the full hand. They need hand to get the 10 out. They need a little bit less shell or even a shinier shell so that they can get that full hand down the lane.
So off to the right, that is Sebastian Vetter, who is currently just dominating this pattern and tournament this weekend. So he still only has 2 scores, and his score sheet might be nearby, so we might be able to see what his third game was, but he was... After 12 games, he's plus 288. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Plus 288. Now, I'm going to tell you what. That's a pretty good score.
Yeah.
We're watching. We know exactly how difficult these lanes are. To be plus 288 on 3 different patterns, yeah, that means you've got a chance.
Yeah. Nanny here.
Nice shot right there.
Yeah, so we kind of have this revolving door of bowlers happening where bowlers will be entering and starting their, what is that, fourth game? Third game in front of us. Fourth game to the left of us. There's a whole lot of things going
That's all
on.
right. It's action-packed.
I like the looks on the parents' faces when they help their kids with their bowling equipment from the high end to the low end. It's like 60-something lanes, right? Maybe more. How many lanes do we have?
64.
64. I have yet to be on the high side of your lifetime, so I didn't know how many lanes. So they have 64 lanes. They got to walk these balls, and you'll see, you know, a mom with a triple, and she's just struggling with it, and dad's got 2 triples, and he's struggling with it. And I just look at their faces, and they're like, man, should have done baseball.
Got something else.
Yeah.
There's that flat 10 on lane 8. We were just talking about that, Norm.
Yeah. Man, what a shot right there. Lane 9, just slapping that 10 out. Now, when the 10 pin gets harder to knock over because of the carry down, and you still can slap that thing that quick, oh, that means you're in the juicy part right
Really
there.
good sign. Yep. The messenger hits and the bird dogs are flashy, but those snap out, those shots that snap, the 6 snaps to 10 out are the ones that make you some money.
Yeah, that's the one that I always try to line up for is if I'm rolling the 10. And it makes lunch taste a lot better when you're slapping the tens.
Shot by Weston. Weston, I think, had a 260. Didn't I say that? 260 something?
Yeah, those are pretty good. That's a sweet-looking jersey, too.
Yeah, Weston Griffin in game number 1 at a 269. Then he went 207, and I don't know what game 3. Okay, go. We need to hunt for a score sheet. I'll be right back.
All right.
She gone.
Fingers crossed that everything continues.
If you had asked me for my score sheet and I was having a bad day, I would have just told you, no. You can't have it.
Okay. Here's where we're at. So Manny shot 221 going into this game. Sebi, 223. So he's bowled 237, 222, 223 today.
There you go.
And Weston continued his 200 streak, 269, 207, 205. I'm going to go ahead and put the score sheet in.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Plainside service.
Bowlmetrics makes it so easy, though. We love our friends at Bowlmetrics.
Yeah, it is a great system. We're getting airborne.
So, Zach, do you ever see a time where there are so many two-handers in the field that they burn them up so quick, move left, run out of room, and the straighties start winning from outside of 12?
Yeah, I think it's almost like it's like a mad rush to continue to create angle, and then the no-thumbers are, they're having to trick it and throw it over the front, do all kinds of things, and meanwhile you can kind of keep it in play from out, and you know it almost, especially we talk about hold down lane, but you can create a setting to where the straighties are have a chance. The problem is that you end up with with hook in the wrong part of the lane. You just have to be perfect from out.
Okay.
Right? That's I would imagine. You're straighter than I am, and you're much more talented and way better at that situation. But normally it seems to be the chase left is how a lot of this stuff develops. But please school me, Norm. What do you see?
Well, I thought when I retired, I was as winnable as I've ever been. And the reason was because if there was something right of 8, 9, 10, let's say even 1, 2, 3, well, the two-handers aren't going to they're not going to beat me when I get to play out and I'm enjoying it. Okay. Sure. So I said, well, there's far less players in the field that enjoy right of 10 right now than there was when I first started bowling, when everybody in the history of mankind could play first arrow. And so I said, well, wow. He used to have to beat Walter Ray. Well, he wasn't on tour as much when I retired. And so there was just not as many people that I had to beat. So I felt I saw myself more winnable.
Sure.
On occasion. And that occasion was few and far between where you can win from out and the everybody that's on the show is playing in. But hey, I had it a few times that I just said, wow, there's nobody left playing right of 10. Right. I'm the only one left.
Well, those last couple titles, were you playing out there? It was Indy and the last couple.
Well, they were both dual patterns.
That's right. Yeah.
So I was playing in on the left lane both times, and then in to out one week, and then straight down and in the next week on the right lanes. But that was another one of those cases where I said, well, as long as they're dual patterns, the two-handers are going to love one of them. They're not going to love them both.
Yeah.
And I found a spot where I'd love them both and put me in an advantage. That's where versatility really was, probably my strongest suit.
Yeah, and you alluded to it earlier. That was pure.
Nice shot.
Great shot. You alluded to it earlier. Really, being as well-rounded and not favoring one or the other. That's a great example. Is again, you did what the lane was giving you. You took what it was and was able to. Right? If you had some friction, you could play it. And if you had some hold, you could play it. And you didn't lean one way or the other. And in that situation, especially when there's two patterns.
Yeah, when there's dual patterns, you can't get by with just owning one of them. because every other shot you're on the other lane. You had to like both. And that means you had to find a spot or spots that you could dictate a better scoring environment than 180. And that 180 was tough to get on those dual patterns. First of all, you're on PBA conditions, so it's hard anyway. And then when you make it to where you're throwing two different balls from two different spots, and you can't really ever get comfortable and you just can't get fluently in a zone because you're throwing it two different ways.
Yeah.
And so it just became very hard. Spares were absolutely imperative. And that was, one of the strong suits for me was my spare game. So, yeah, when they came up with the dual patterns, it put new life into my game.
Pretty good shot on lane 8 by Christian. Who's got it was a brutal 4-9. Ring and 9-10-9 certainly could have fallen, but
what do we got? What do we got?
No, wasn't me.
Blair, can we get a spare on this 4-9?
Oh yeah, for sure. There we go.
I like it.
Oh,
almost.
I'm not
Okay.
taking the black.
All
one.
right.
It was close.
No,
Now
that's
you're
okay.
50%.
Yeah, 50%. I did want to mention. So we've been bragging about Sebi Vetter all day and his unreal tournament that he's having, but William Lenemont, and there may be others in the field because I still don't think all the scores are in, but William has averaged 228 through 3. He bowled 257 his third game and is currently leading. Now, why this is important is the scholarship, the smart money that the kids are earning is based on your overall tournament. However, the PBA Junior came to us over a year ago and said, hey, we want to offer a scholarship on Sunday morning called the Never Give Up Scholarship. And
Nice.
it goes to the round leader on Sunday morning. So you could have a very rough event, come in and bowl great on the long pattern for 5 games, get the gold medal, and get a little bonus scholarship courtesy of PBA Junior.
I love PBA Junior. That's awesome.
Yeah, so, and it's a great message for the kids, too. Like, never give up.
Never give up.
Sounds like Sunday's the event to win.
Absolutely.
That would be my mindset.
Yeah.
Nice shot right here. Guys with the two hands are starting to get a little bump on the bottom of the swing now to where they try to get the ball airborne a little bit to eliminate a portion of the heads anyway.
Yeah, the lane 7 definitely is starting to blow up a little bit. You're seeing some shots really check up pretty early on our featured pair here. Joshua's been going around him. It just looks like he's throwing a Vibo. I could be wrong. It's a black ball. It looks a little asymmetric. It's having a tough time make the corner, but he's it's not seeing that spot getting offline so hard in the middle part of the lane. Wants to get it a little too forward. Has a tough time getting the 10s out, but this has turned into a tricky pair, and so I mean, he still has a chance to bowl 220 and is high on the pair currently. 7 and 8 does not look too friendly. The boys on 9 and 10 are able to string some. And a couple different styles there too that are succeeding.
Well, if you watch on lane 6 here, this is Dane Clark shooting at the 610. He spared it now. Why do I bring him up? He's got a turkey and an 8 spare this game. But 2 games ago, I was on the high side watching him, and he had spare 8-bagger going into the 10th, looking for 290 and just a vicious stone 9. So he had 260 that game, and this game he's got turkey spare. I guarantee you, he's way up there for the day. When you're talking about never give up day, I know Dane's got a shot at it anyway.
Yeah, and you alluded to that 9-10 on lane 9, Manny Guevara. That's back-to-back stone 9s, and nothing credit, right? Great sportsmanship. Keeps his cool. Didn't hit anything. Didn't throw anything. Clearly frustrated, but he's gonna hang in there. Good shot on 7.
Yeah, and you're thinking, all of these two-handed players, I throw it with one hand and I get the stone 9. Doggone.
Oh, the leaner 10.
Oh.
Sweet. Chaining them up.
Norm, you alluded to your your ability to really be accurate with the spare shooting. Do you feel as though that does get lost in the modern game? Do you think it gets overlooked, or is it just a matter that the guys just strike so much more that they don't have to shoot spares?
No, it does not get forgotten. Absolutely not. When you watch Simo, and EJ, Troop, Belmo, these are some of the best spare shooters in the world. And they don't dominate. They don't win Player of the Year by missing spares. They just don't. When you watch EJ tack and bowl, he'll open one time around, it seems like, and he will spare everything. Now, we're talking kids here, so it's a little more prominent to see a 9 miss by the kids. In fact, I see right here Benjamin. He looks like he's missed 4 of them already this game. So, far more prominent, but, they're younger. They'll figure it out. So if you want to work on your spare game, what I used to do, you're practicing, and they don't just set up 10 pins for you, right? So I would shoot spares in the full rack, and I'd try to make the 7-pin only and the 10-pin only. And I would do it about a game every time I bowled. And when I can just consistently put up 1s on that score sheet, you got about a third less room to hit it by itself. With the 6 or a 4-pin standing next to the 7 and the 10, right? So if I could just consistently put up 1s, just one, back to back to back, well, then that made my spare game, it made the 10-pin and the 7-pin look huge when they were by themselves, So that would relax me a little bit. And then secondly, and most importantly, it helped my split game, because I'm trying to barely miss that 6 and barely miss the 4-pin. And, you get used to just how close you were to the 4 and the 6 when you're shooting at the 10 and the 7. And then you leave that 6, 7, 10 or the 4, 7, 10, and you can spare those suckers all of a sudden. So take your time at that spare game. Invest a little bit in it. I'll tell you what, it'll go a long way. It's your nucleus, like making putts in golf, Golfers will tell you don't win major championships without being able to putt. And you don't win major championships bowling without a great spare game.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be you're so precise to pick those corner pins off a clean or a full rack, I should say. When I'm doing that, your players play low ball. It's similar, same kind of idea. And, what do you think? I know a lot of bowlers, especially youth bowlers, and in general, a lot of folks struggle with for the right-handed bowlers. 3-6 combinations. So you have 3-6-10, 3-6-9-10. The lefties have a 2-4-7. What do you think makes those challenging for most bowlers?
Hook. Yeah, if you're shooting a 3-6-10, and even if you're in a plastic ball, if you hook the ball right to left at a 3-6-10, I'm talking a board or two, well, then you're cutting your margin of error down. If I can throw a little bit of a cut where it's moving, let's say, 2 or 3 boards from left to right, now I've opened that 3-6-10 up, oh my gosh, by 50% more. So I have 50% more room just by cutting it in there a little bit. And so absolutely I did that. If you're shooting a 6-10 and you cut one in there a little bit, you're taking chop out of play. So if you can eliminate chop and you can open up that 3-6-10 on your spare games, my goodness, your scores are just going to go up, because those are the 2 things that you leave quite often. 3-6-10 and a 6-10. Figure out how to cut that ball in there, and I'll tell you what, it'll open up the whole lane for you on that spare.
Yeah, I think one thing we forget about a little bit, just from a perspective standpoint, because we're looking obviously at the pins from the front view, you don't necessarily see just how significant the angle that the pins are set up is in terms of depth, like on a 3-6-10. So if you look at it from the side, you go down to the pin deck, and you see, oh my gosh, like just how far back the 6-pin is behind the 3, you realize that anytime you can get the ball going from left to right at that spare, it significantly decreases the chance to chop it. We have a lot of folks that take the 3 off, or you see folks take the 6 out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
They go between it, and yeah, that it really changes perspective. I like there are certain players that will go down. Certain coaches and clinics that will take folks down to look at a rack, or they'll set up a rack of pins, from an overhead view where you can see it on the concourse, because I think it puts a different perspective of especially shooting spares and alignment on that, of of how you can get the ball to deflect and get going in a certain way and maximize your room for error. Because a lot of bowlers will never go down and look at the pins in the pit area. They just don't have that capability or that opportunity. I know coaches, and we're talking a little bit about that. I think Ray Angelo does a little bit about that, and shows you exactly how the ball will go through the pins, even on spares.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot more daylight between the pins than you would think.
Yeah.
I mean, they look like they're just standing right next to each other. And how do I chop that? Well, you go and look from above, and you know exactly how you chop it then. Here's Joshua on the right lane. Now he's clean with a double. So, you know, a solid game here. He's at 2-0, looking for a 210 if he can catch this double. And we just talked about 3-6.
On cue.
It's like you knew. You predicted it.
Subby with a 3-bagger on 9. It's going to make up. He going to have an open frame there in the 6th. This is going to rally. Potentially continue his 220 streak, because that seems to be what he bowls every game.
He's having just an unreal weekend. Scores are, you can follow him on bowlmetrics.com, but shout out to the young man. Sebby has a very unique story. He actually left bowling for a couple years. He was a really solid young player and just got a little, wanted to try a different sport, so went and played, I believe, basketball. Played that for a couple years and then came back to us.
Nice, Wesley. He's going to come back and give me 5 right now. Nice.
So it's okay if your kid comes home and says, hey, we want to try something different for a little while. They'll come back, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of growth, a lot of opportunity, and there's
a lot of
other things to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And only so much time in the day.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
When you're that age, it's just do.
Yeah.
How much can we cram?
Yeah. I muted you. Yeah. Yeah.
My boy Manny is still grinding over there on 10, on 9 and 10. Did snag a strike in the 8th frame on the left lane, but we've gone 9-pin, 9-pin, 10-pin, 10-pin.
Yeah, that one was the trip 4 and left the 10.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
he's got a little bit unlucky right there. If I tripped the 4, I shouldn't have to carry the 10. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, right? Like, come on.
We got each other, you and I, Blair.
If you throw a good shot, just give it to him, right? Like, it's hard out there.
Cha-ching. Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, this is Dane on the right lane there, lane number 6. He started with a turkey, but he's been struggling since then. He's got open strike open and then a split looking at him. And when you look at this split, it's a 3-9-10. Interested to see how he does this. He's going to hook at it. So, yeah, he's struggling since that first 3. As soon as I said something, I clouded him like no tomorrow. Bless his heart.
Should I put up the cloud?
He had no chance.
He had no chance at all. I was looking up some scores. It looks like we're going to get a McKellen Gagne sighting. McKellen is...
Gagne?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Gagne. Yes, thank you.
That one I can you're confident with the name. I was pretty confident it was Gagne.
Yes. You know, we have been pronouncing it wrong for years and years.
Oh, no.
And then he told us. We do that to kids sometimes. They're too scared to correct us. And then one day they'll be like, hey, it's actually this. And we're like, why didn't you tell us this 3
our
years
11th
ago?
year and you're finally telling me this.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, there was a youth bowler that won that was actually very dramatic. We lost our carpet and the cone in that move. I might need to go do some fixing out there.
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay.
All right, well, I've got a promise on the high end that I'm going to go and tend to. So y'all enjoy the live stream here at the SYC.
All right.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
We back.
Dun-dun-dun.
All right, it is Gerald and Blair. Oh, I can turn the camera back on because we only got 2 now. Let me time out. We got to get Gerald in the view. Gee, how's
What
Cool
is
Lake
up?
land?
Cowick is booming.
Boom! You're bringing the boom.
Yeah. We're,
The SYC gear
there's a
area.
lot of gear flying off the tables. It's great.
I love it.
Yeah. You like the new tie-dye
Oh my
hoodies we
gosh,
have?
I can't wait. Listen, that's what I'm wearing at Thanksgiving this year. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
There's no dressing up. It's a hoodie. It's a storm hoodie. I like the little subtle storm logo.
You like
it's
that?
little.
Yeah. That's cool.
I love everything about it.
Yeah, the red one, right? You got a red
Oh,
one?
yeah.
I'm wearing my red one today. You know why?
Because it's freezing in here?
No. Because of
'Cause
that
Ohio State won?
31-7 we had yesterday.
I know. We got rolling. We did. Go Buckeyes.
Go Buckeyes.
What was the end of the LSU game?
I don't know what the score was.
Because I was watching it, and then the tournament
I think
ended.
who they played? Texas?
No, LSU in Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
That's who they played.
Georgia and Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot. I promise we'll talk about bowling, but currently no one's bowling in front of us, so give us a break. What am I doing? Where's my scores? Do you know one of the bowlers? This is what's great about
Yeah, Georgia was 31-17.
That's awesome. LSU. Oh, Florida won. It was tight.
Florida.
LSU was
winner.
ahead. So anyway, one of the kids went down and went to an NBA game last night in New Orleans.
That's right.
Yeah.
They went to see the great King LeBron James play against the Pelicans.
That's right. I couldn't remember the name of the team here.
Yeah, the New Orleans
Me and
Pelicans.
NBA are like friends, but I'm not like all in yet.
Yeah, that was a good game. It was like 104 or something like that to 99.
Wow.
It was a pretty close game.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
close.
both teams, their star players for the most part played pretty good. So fun to watch if you like basketball. I like basketball, so.
Okay, so for the Sebastian Vetter fans
Here we
at
go.
home, Sebi, he just finished with 217. Gee, we got this weird thing going on right now. So 9 and 10 is done.
Right.
5 and 6 is going to be done. 7 and 8 is in game 4.
7 and 8 is in game 4.
Yes, they just started game 4. Oh, they're
Okay.
not done. They're done with game 4. They're going to bowl game 5 somewhere else.
Correct.
7 and 8 is in game 4. So we're going to have bowlers that are in game 5.
And game,
And game 4.
right here. Okay.
So we got some fun. But Sebi, that's his 217 game up there that he just put up. And our friend Sebi was plus 311 going into that. And now he's just like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm going to
He is
bowl.
cruising.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he's bowled 230, 220, 220, 217.
Good for him. All 200s.
Killing it. Killing
Yeah.
it. He's like, yeah,
Had one hole, but it looks like he's not giving up the pocket.
nope.
I see strikes and 9 spares, so
Yeah.
he's pretty dialed in. That's pretty good.
Now, McKellen Gagne here in front of us, he just bowled. He has gone. Let's see how he's been bowling today. Hold on. Overall, though, I don't see his name, but overall he was in 4th,
Okay.
plus 94, but some scores may be in. We're in this weird, like, if you're looking at the scores, just hang with us, because some are, like I said, some are finishing game 4.
We're game behind
Yeah.
on one pair.
I think we had a little lane issue on one pair.
Sorry, yeah. It'll work his way out. So
Yeah, exactly. So, little bittersweet. Last event of the year.
I know.
We won't see you till February. unless
Hopefully, we'll see each other before
Utah?
then in Utah or Vegas or something like that. You know.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
And Colwick, we're part of a lot of the storm events.
Yeah,
So.
for sure.
Scores have been fairly decent.
Yeah, totally. Like a little mixture. We've had some really.
Duke, you need the front desk. Carl Duke, you're gonna use the front desk.
Okay.
Huh, all right, someone's gonna at the front desk. There you go. We've had a little mix of everything. Like really high scores, like 252 here to the right. Who was that? Let me look that up. That would be, what letter is that? E?
E.
So that should be, Weston Griffin, 252. B was Gabriel Hale, 223. So.
Gabriel Hale, he's from Florida, right?
Yeah,
he's from over where I'm at.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, small story of him. We was in, not Texas. I think it was Louisville, because we had to leave early because our flights or something like that. And on the way to Louisville, he seen me and Nick's backpack, and he was like, "Oh, you're bowlers?" And I was like, "Yeah, we participate, but we sponsor, help sponsor the SYC and stuff."
Sure.
And he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to bowl." And he lives down the street from us. I'm like, "Oh, cool,"
Oh, that's
Never
cool.
in the bowling centers all that much
Yeah.
locally. And then we had to get to the airport at the end because our flights changed. And then here he comes with the trophy.
No.
Yeah, he had his trophy running to the gate because our
awesome.
flights got changed. But
Yeah.
he had obviously finished the tournament, but he ended up winning the tournament.
Oh, that's so fun.
So we did our little celebration
That's so
at the
cool.
gate, like, giving him his flowers. That was
Aw.
awesome.
That's so fun.
That was awesome. Nick actually made him a jersey and stuff.
Nice.
Just to,
Yeah.
that was cool. It was a little cool moment. He just came in.
You're like,
People were looking at this kid like, has his trophy. Like, who is he? Like,
right?
is he famous?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Can I take a picture with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
We had to
Yeah.
explain we're bowlers.
I gotta say, our trophy this weekend might be my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
The little gator.
The gator,
with beads,
yes.
Mardi Gras beads.
Yes, that's awesome.
It's gotta be my favorite.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's a lot of color to it.
Yeah.
It has the gator on it. It's perfect.
Our graphic designer, Jessica, she designs our trophies.
Okay.
And then K5 prints them.
Okay.
They're a great partner with us. They work with us on a lot of our pro shop clings and different things. So,
Oh, awesome.
yeah, they've been with us since the beginning. Well, actually, since a couple years ago, we just asked them, "Hey, would you be willing to print state trophies?" And they're like, "Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's do it."
Well, shout out to Jessica for
She's awesome.
the dope designs.
Jessica's my bestie.
Yeah, the trophy is pretty
Yeah.
grade A. I like it.
All right, Gerald, we got a double here. Stepping up, spare double, Mr. Grant.
It looks like it's going to be. Oh, I thought it was going to be a triple.
I know. He's in that touchy part of the lane, in that middle.
Long pattern, right?
Yep.
Long pattern. Yeah,
He could almost take a step left, I think.
you could step in and actually kind of ride the middle.
Exactly.
And get the float out to the. Okay.
He's asking if he can change his score. He can change his score if he wants.
Yeah, it's a little tricky, I see, but you can definitely get inside.
Oh,
I watched a couple guys do a little fall back on. Starkey.
Oh, Miss Abigail Starkey entering the
Starkey.
live stream area.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she's coming in. She's coming to wave.
Say hi, chat.
She can say hi if she wants. That one's live.
Here, you wanna throw the mic on? Here you go. Get in there.
Hello,
There we
Abby.
go.
How's bowling going today? This one's really touchy. You got to go in tight. There you go.
It's going.
It's going.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
For the past like 8 games, I haven't shot above 190 and below
Oh.
170.
Okay.
Ooh.
So,
Consistent.
but then I just shot 214 at the
Oh,
end.
there we go.
Yeah.
First
nice.
200 games since I started.
There we
Nice.
go.
So, yeah, I mean, just grinding.
One more game,
My
right?
spares were so bad yesterday, so they're a lot better today.
Good.
But, yeah, just one more game and then gotta go to New Orleans and catch a flight home. So,
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Hopefully we'll get walk away with a trophy.
Oh boy. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Abby, you don't know this yet, but your family and Gerald and I are planning a big Nebraska-Ohio State weekend next
Oh,
year
boy.
at Nebraska.
Okay,
Yeah, we're crashing.
Yeah.
Let's do
your
it.
Me
whole.
and your
Yeah.
father,
let's do it.
we're gonna crash the place.
Wait, what about
Okay.
me? Are you?
Blair.
We're back.
There we go.
We're back.
So all that we just said was muted. And we,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
okay.
We're
Y'all
back.
missed it. I tell you what.
Amen.
It was on.
Can't see, but the great Norm Duke is here in the booth with us.
Oh yeah.
shot.
Let me. Yeah. You hear the great silence of Norm Duke.
There we go. So what do you see out there today, Norm? It's the long pattern, right? The scores are fairly decent, it looks like.
Well, you know, both directions. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me? Okay, good. Both directions. I mean, just like Ronan came by and he said, oh, man, I shot 260 my third game and 140 my fourth game. So, you know, you got them up and down. They're playable to a point where you can make good scores, but, man, you got to avoid those time bombs
Yeah.
out there, you know.
Yeah. Just got done talking to Abby Starkey. Abigail Starkey. She came over here
Yeah, up on lane 6 right
on
now.
lane 6. Yeah, she mentioned she hasn't shot a game over 190, nor a game under 170, and then she finally shot a 214 down there at the high end.
Gives it back in frame 1. Huh? You work all that way to get 14 to the good, and you give it back
Give
the
it right
first
back.
frame.
First frame.
That's all right. I tell you what, she's adorable, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a very long weekend. But she has good spirit, so
Yeah, and you know,
that's all that matters.
if all we did was go out there and shoot 279 every game, this would be the most boring thing on earth. So, if not the bad games, how would you appreciate anything, you know, that's really good?
That is
So,
correct.
you know, it's easy for me to say now that I'm retired. Because if I just bowled 117, I would kind of be a little bit upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in the lead once in the national championship by 200 pins. I bowled 117. And I was 1 pin in the lead after that.
Off of one
Mike
game.
Miller had a huge game. He was in second at the time, and I lost 200 pins to that guy in one game. And I tell you what, some of these things you just never forget, right?
Mike Miller. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, he ended up throwing a Brooklyn in the 10th the next day to beat me on television to win the national championship. And I love Mike to death. We both lived in Albuquerque for a little while. He still
Okay.
does. And when he beat me, he had changed from a traditional one-handed delivery to a no-thumb one-hand
Correct.
delivery. And boy, did he get good.
Oh man, I remember the traditional, and obviously I don't know if anybody forget about the no thumb Mike Miller.
Oh, my gosh.
He went on a very good tear during that time.
Yeah, and you know, he pointed second arrow his whole life, and he just begged himself to get inside at 12. And then all of a sudden he comes out with this one-hand delivery. And I watched it. Of course, we both lived in Albuquerque at the time, so I got to watch him practice it. And I went, oh, my word. Well, fast forward about 6 months from that day when he caught my attention. We're bowling for the national championship together.
Hard work. He was dedicated to the change. So I'm sure you've been to Louisiana numerous of times.
Oh, yeah.
Numerous of times. Any recommendations for after the tournament for food?
Well, you can't go wrong here. You can't go wrong. I just don't suck the heads off the crawfish.
Okay.
Oh, no. Nope. I'm not going to look a little critter in the eyes and then suck his head off.
See, I've never had. Have you ever had any crawfish, Blair? I've never had any.
No, I haven't. But no, I haven't.
Well,
Yeah,
if you
I'll
have
leave it at that.
gumbo or jambalaya, typically they will have some
It's
crawfish in there.
Right.
You just won't know which one is the crawfish and which one is the other
Correct.
fishes, but
Correct.
the other fishes.
Correct. I guess technically I've had crawfish. That would have been as in yesterday or 2 days ago. But yeah, I've never did
You never did the crawfish boil.
the crawfish
Yeah.
boil. They taking the hammer and they cracking them and all that stuff. And I heard all the meat is in the legs
Ah,
and stuff. I'm like, I don't know if I could do all that.
I tell you what, though, seafood is king down here. So if you love seafood,
I do.
Louisiana is your place.
Yeah, I definitely love some seafood.
And some shrimp and sausage jambalaya.
Yo,
Oh gosh, that was money.
We had it the other day.
Yeah,
Huh.
so good.
yeah,
Yeah, so good. Little Cajun.
yeah.
I'm a fan of Cajun.
Yeah, anything that has Cajun in the name,
It has to be good.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely going to recommend that one.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
says that screams seasoning to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Right.
It screams seasoning. I had some catfish a couple of days ago, and it was over top of some rice and like some type of jambalaya with the crawfish and stuff in it. It was great.
So because I was working through the technical difficulties we're having on our stream, I've not watched what McKellen has been doing. But he just moved. I don't know if he moved.
He
Is
did.
that a move?
He moved.
And he moved way right.
Yeah, he did. He played lay left.
Yeah.
But see, that's possible when you get carry down, because typically the carry down is going to be left of the 6-pin down lane.
Correct.
And if you're playing straight and you get a little bit roll off your hand, you can actually play that lay left that they're creating with the carry down. I've done it many, many times.
There you go. That's a good shot right there. Very good shot. 7 and 8. We're one game behind.
Yeah, I
Yes.
see that. There's about 72 bowling balls behind us waiting to come.
Oh,
Yeah.
ready to get on.
They're ready.
Get this last game over with, right? It's one more game. How
Yeah.
many games? 5.
5 games.
5
yeah,
games.
this is one game. Yeah.
5
yeah.
games.
So the whole house. If you're watching Bowl Metrics and you're like, who's winning?
Mhm.
We've got a whole lot of just non-paced pairs. Is
Correct.
that right?
Yeah, that makes
so,
sense,
So
yeah.
if you're looking at the scores and you're like, oh, this person's winning, not so fast. Unless you're looking at Sebastian Better.
Really? Yeah. He's by himself up there.
Sebi is winning the U15 boys division.
Yeah.
He has had a phenomenal weekend.
He has a shot under 200. And he's plus what 3?
It was like
317.
Yeah.
He hasn't bowled a game under
He-
200.
He was plus 311.
Well,
and
let's look.
he shot
Let's-
217, so that should put him at 328.
So on the short pattern, Sebi shot 212, 207, 200, 257, 254. Medium,
Wow.
215, 246, 213, 220, 205. And long, he has, oh my God. Oh wait, no, that's not him. Okay, so I just had a panic attack because I saw 250. But Sebi has bowled 237, 222, 223.
Yeah.
And then 217 to the
217,
right of us.
correct.
So I'm not sure what he's doing in Game 5, but he has not shot a game under 200.
I think
Hey.
he's ready for Norm.
Kudos to that. I tell you what, you got 3 different patterns. You got all the traffic on the field, and no games under 200.
Yes, sir.
I don't want a part of that.
Yes, sir.
Actually, we can see him from here. So he is. I think he's on the. Oh no, we can't see him. My eyes aren't that good. So he's on Weston's pairs. Weston's up. I just can't see if Weston is.
I see a strike, 9-spare strike, 9-spare 4-bagger, and then is he D or A?
He's C.
C.
But nice try.
That's not even close, right? D or A is at the top, so he's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not 9 spare
No.
sheet, is he? Is it the pair to the right? Anyway. But
Anyway,
yeah,
he's
it's
striking
too far.
a lot.
Yeah.
He's striking a lot. My eyes are not that great to be looking that far. We could try.
Yeah. There's Abigail Starkey.
Oh.
Well, that's nice.
Thought it was going to be a double.
That was kind. What do you say when that happens, Norm?
You don't want to know.
G-rated.
Time for
G-rated show.
Let's get the spare ball.
Yeah.
Just get the spare ball.
Let's move on.
Let's move on to the next frame.
It's funny stuff.
That's not what it was. Good try.
Yeah, she got the spare.
So people always ask, they think that all we ever did was win tournaments, right? Walter
course.
A. Williams Jr. loses 95 or 96% of the time.
Correct.
All right? I'm worse than that. He's the greatest of all time, and he still loses 95% of the time.
Considering the amount of
So
tournaments you bowled, yeah.
you got to just know that if you're in sport, if you're in competition, you got to learn to win and to lose. It's just the way it is. And none of us like losing, of course. But the problem is the last thing you ever do, Gerald, is lose.
Correct.
Every week.
Correct.
It's the last thing you do. Unless you win.
Unless you win. That's just that competitiveness in us. I don't know any competitor that wants to just shoe up and lose. So
It's not what we dream about.
yeah, we're not dreaming about losing.
All right, McKellen he does not like 7 and 8. He's like, can we just get off of this pair? Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, that is just insult to injury there,
Yeah.
Pins. Thank you very much.
Not nice.
That's a quality shot right there.
There we
That's
go.
turkey. He's got a lot of making up to do, but he did get a
Throw the
gutter
X's up.
spare, and that happened to be on and open. So he didn't lose both count and the open.
Correct.
So that was kind of a free spare. So that'd be a turkey and 2 opens and a loss of count. So he's 180 clip.
Yeah. Looks like Austin's has lined up here. There we go.
Man, so I love that shot right
Me
there.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. That was a very good shot. He's the last 3 frames. He's actually been putting them right there.
Yep.
That's good. For this pattern, Norm, any like bowling ball recommendations, surface recommendations? Like, how would you ideally attack this pattern?
I would have a little bit of surface, not much, just a little bit of surface starting out. And I would be searching as soon as possible for the right to ball down and bump left. And definitely where Austin's playing right now is where I would be,
Okay.
at least around there. I may be a little bit
Area.
different, but yeah, I'd want to get into a lesser ball quickly though, just so I can get free link.
Okay.
You don't have a big volume of oil like you did on the short in the laydown area, so therefore, if you're using a big ball, every ball that goes down the lane will change your look. Every single shot. And so instead of trying to keep up with that, I would try to ball down as quick as possible.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I tend to fight. I tend to fight with and use the big ball, or that used to be one of my biggest flaws. Try to blend it with the a smoother ball in general. But
I used to try to play the A board.
8 board.
8-4.
Oh, there's an
It didn't
over.
work.
Oh, with the
He
big
just
ball.
throwing it right over the arrows, just airborne. Love it.
Airborne.
Good shot right there.
There you go. Nice
Run
there.
that split down. That's an intent frame too. He needed
Yes, sir. Grant's here, trying to finish it out with a decent game to move on.
Absolutely.
Get you one more. There we go. Got a turkey. Look at the turkey. To do the gobble.
Is that what the post shot was?
There it is.
I love it.
193.
Yeah.
I'm taking that on
There we go,
on
Grant.
this pattern where we're at in the day.
Since we are in Louisiana, anyone pulling for the Saints today?
Well, the whole state.
Well, the out of towners. I like the Saints. I like pulling for them.
I'll tell you what. Secretly, I do like the Saints. Not secretly. There's a lot of Buckeyes that went there.
Yeah,
My team's the Niners, so
there you go. Yeah.
they're just beat up this year, though. It's hard to.
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen,
Cowboys.
I'm a Cowboy
yeah,
fan. And
I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan, so I'm used
Okay.
to it too as well, Norm. It's okay.
Jerry Jones trying to run me off. I'll tell you what. Come on, man.
Every fan feels like Jerry Jones is coming after him.
They
Come
do.
on, man.
Yeah. The Saints should win this game today, though,
Why do you say that?
because they're playing the
Because
Browns.
they're playing the dog pound, Cleveland Browns.
I say that as a past Ohio
Well, as soon as you
resident.
say that, here's an interception. Good luck.
Oh, really? No
Yep.
way.
Exactly.
I
You talk it up.
clouded the Saints.
You sure did.
We have a football game monitor right here to our right.
Good
They
timing.
should win this game.
Good timing. Very good timing. They should win this
Wow.
game. Interception.
No way.
Cleveland Browns. Look at they celebrating. Shout out to Blair.
The cloud.
Wow. That was totally. That was really inadvertent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Don't let me root for your football team today, folks.
Yeah, chat.
Whew.
What team is the Bengals playing today?
They're playing the California. Who's it? The Chargers.
Chargers. Yeah,
Chargers.
Blair, go ahead for the chat.
Yeah.
Can you please say go Chargers?
Go Chargers.
There we go.
Man, that was a nice finish, Elliot.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just
204. There
off
you go.
the sheet for 204. Love it.
The last sits on them.
And there's that ring 10 that we would talk about once you get carry down lane.
Yes, sir.
It looks like it's just so perfect. And then you ring 10.
All right, Austin. Let's see if we can finish out. See a good little spot here. Good little
Loves
shape.
it.
Oh,
I loved it.
me too. It's good off his hand. There we go. I like the fight. It's still one more game. These guys are. It's not over until the last ball.
No, it's
I like
not.
it. Big spare right here for Austin.
It's great.
Big spare.
Yeah.
Clean game.
Clean 2 team.
Clean game.
Those are hard to come by.
Yes, indeed. Clean game. some decent finishes on us 7 and 8. Started out rough for a few. And a couple of guys made some good adjustments. And
I think Casey just cut himself off. Did you see that?
Yeah.
3 off
Yeah.
the left, throws it in the gutter, and he gives it the I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
Just done.
He's on to the next one.
Yeah, this crawfish is boiled.
All right, so
Good finish, Austin.
if you are watching,
2:15.
we have one pair coming here, and I believe it will be the last pair done in the building. So we'll be here till the end.
There you go.
I think, unless maybe not. Maybe there's.
Well,
No,
Norman said it was about 72 bowling balls waiting.
Here they come.
You're right. They're ready. Just kidding. What do I know? Listen to the Hall of Famer.
The man knows. He's been doing this for quite some time.
Well, I tripped over him.
Oh, there's the real reason.
Yeah.
I understand.
There we go.
I tripped over
Now
him.
we know the real truth.
We got Miss Katie Tony here on lane 6. Sweet young girl. She's getting ready to go off to college somewhere. She's on the college hunt.
Okay. She has a list, or
I think she's down to like one school. I was asking her. They're finalizing. She's done a couple team practices, but
awesome.
not ready to announce. But
Good,
she's
good.
definitely narrowed in on maybe her future home.
Good for her. Good for her. That's awesome.
It's such a fun and hard process. Norm, you've been through it with your son. That college search can be kind of stressful, right?
It was really easy for us because my son did not want to go and do bowling. He's an IT kid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he went to a tech school in Lakeland, Florida, and it was like really, only about an hour from our house.
Nice,
His
yeah.
senior year, he actually stayed at home with us and made the drive. The first 3 years, he had a roommate and, of course, stayed in an apartment with one of his friends. But, no, it wasn't one of those where he announced anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Very smooth and easy. I like it. Yeah, it was.
Wow, he is throwing that ball out there.
Yes, sir.
Wheeling it.
Hayden's like, I got this. I'm good.
Yeah, some of those things that I cannot do. I'm not going to loft one over the arrows. It's not happening. My biggest loft would probably be the dots. And that's your regular shot, Joe.
Yeah, that's my normal launch.
Your ball's never seen the side of the dots. Mine's already into a roll by then.
So funny.
That's fairly accurate for me.
So, I don't.
Oh, the Wiggle 7.
Here's some fun. Norm. I'm a very amateur bowler. Okay, but
8.
8 board, right? So I believe your tendencies of bowling are beyond your knowledge at some point. Okay, so here, when I was a kid, I grew up at a bowling center that had Guardian.
Okay.
Okay.
And so until I was 24 years old, I lofted the first, 2-3 feet of the lanes just naturally.
Okay.
Because I had learned to bowl on Guardian.
Okay.
Never needed to learn to hook the ball.
Guardian does hook, doesn't
They
he?
hook.
Yeah, right? So I threw like very interesting equipment and started working at Storm and Hankway. Did you grow up on Guardian lanes?
Really?
And I was like, how?
How
like,
would you
I'm
possibly
like, are
know
you
that?
stalking? Like, how did you know this? And he's like, no, it's you loft the first part. Like, we have to teach you how to actually let the ball roll off your hand. You don't need to loft it.
Environment.
100%. And so I think sometimes kids, like, as you're coming to SYCs or as you're getting more competitive, you need to think through everything you do, right? And every environment that you're in. because my family wasn't, my parents weren't bowlers, so they never would have known to send me to someone that's like,
Correct.
hey, like let's look at this, right? Like let's talk about this stuff. And you don't really talk about, oh, where's your home bowling center? Like that's not a first question a coach asks you. Well, maybe it is. Maybe they do. Maybe coaches should. I don't know.
I don't ask that, and I coach quite a bit. That's
Exactly.
not my first question.
Right. So I just think it's very interesting, and like you could take a lesson with the great Norm Duke, and then go back to your center and be like, this lesson sucked. This isn't working because you're bowling on. They wouldn't say that, but they're bowling on Guardian.
They say it all the time.
I don't think they say that. Anyway,
I never looked at it.
It's like,
that
who
way,
does he
but
think he is? I am.
I started bowling in a barn. They called it. It was called a barn. Above lane tunnels.
Ooh,
Nice.
Yeah, manual scorekeeping.
Good shot, Abigail.
There we go.
Well, that's the other thing. Like these kids are learning to loft the ball. We're talking about loft, right? Like there's certain centers that it's easier to loft than others.
No doubt about it. And
Yeah.
certain places, is required.
Yeah.
Like you said.
There used to be signs, no lofting.
They took those down, didn't they? Robert Smith just pulled them all down.
Yeah.
No lofting signs.
Yeah, anyway, I just think I think there's a lot that goes into this great sport
It is.
that Norm loves.
Yeah, and the more you learn, you don't know. So in a sense, the dumber you feel, the smarter you are.
Is that the?
It's like when you feel like it's overwhelming to you, now you're getting it.
I feel smart.
I feel like an idiot. Okay, you're finally getting it.
I made a great choice right here to not do it.
That I need to go quote that forever, Norm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've set it up. The more you learn, you don't know.
Man,
True. Ask the questions. If you don't know, ask the questions.
kids, if you're listening, you don't know everything,
You
right?
do not know
yeah,
everything.
So like
You learn
gotta-
something different every day.
Yeah. And it's a hard sport to conquer. Like, Norm, you have 40 professional titles,
Thank you.
many majors, and you still probably feel like you have more to learn.
Oh, like I say, the more you learn, you don't know.
Right.
So the smarter you get, the dumber you feel. It's
Yeah.
the way it is. So I don't know nothing.
Yeah. Now, when you coach and give lessons, have you coached two-handed bowling?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Do you love coaching two-handers?
I
or-
love coaching.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. Because you're gifting people, all of the sweat and tears that you grew up with. You're
Yeah.
gifting them now maybe a shortcut through all of that.
Correct.
And just knowing that you might be shortening somebody's time frame to learn, it's rewarding that way. And occasionally you look at people and you go, wow, maybe you should start teaching me.
Yeah.
Because the kids are good right now. They're good. And I call most of the tour players right now kids because of my age. And when I say kids, I'm talking EJ Tackett and
Correct.
Simo, and goodness, are they just unbelievably good. And they know so much about it.
At such a young age.
And that's why they're both player of the year.
Yeah. I mean, it comes with technology advancement. It's you have access to certain things to learn your physical game, see your physical game. Video is a lot different now. So back then you had to have a big old camcorder.
we were
The
talking about this yesterday.
videotape yourself and
No,
watch
that's
it.
you. We didn't have camcorders in that day. Bro. We didn't even have a mirror back then.
Did
Yeah,
you
you had
write down your
trust.
scores
Hey.
with a rock?
Rocks were just invented. when I
trust.
started.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot you came in the 1900s.
Oh.
Chisel. You're carving it into stone.
Exactly. That's how we filled out our score sheets. We had to tap it with a screwdriver. hammer.
Used before the projectors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A real question though, Norm. And like pin boys. Did you bowl with pin boys, or are you
Not
past
that
that?
old.
Okay, I'm talking to like, but there are houses that do it, like the old school. What was the one in Wisconsin?
Oh my God.
I love it. Did you ever go and bowl in the one in Wisconsin
Yes.
where they? Yeah.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
like I never did that. Did you ever?
No.
What was the name of that center?
Shoot, Holler House? Is that right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. And,
Could you imagine bowling at a time with that? I can't even.
oh, I would throw it at the pin boys.
You would?
I
You were
would,
that
of course
guy.
I would. I'm that guy.
You're that guy.
They're like 16 years old.
Hey,
So
can you
what?
put that 6 pin back up? Here we go. I'm
Right
good.
where he sets the 6
Kinda
pin.
like clipping.
Curves a ball.
How far have we come in bowling? I mean, now we have electronic scoring. We have, well, string pin now. That's a whole.
String pins, yeah.
Norm, have you bowled on string pin?
Yes.
Any opinion? Just saw the B3 training facility down in Arizona.
Uh-huh.
Wesley Lowe and Cortez Shank practice there, and they said the same thing, that they're not throwing, like they don't throw messengers.
Right.
At all.
Well, that particular string set, I'm guessing that I would enjoy that a lot more than the one that I played on. I
Because
only
it keeps
bowled
you a
one
little bit
tournament.
more honest.
Yeah.
I bowled 6 games. I was checked out
Yeah.
in frame 2 of game 1.
Yeah.
I just went, no,
Yeah.
not for me.
Right.
Yeah, I had that same case. We have a house down the street from where we live, and that's the string pins in there. And I went in there to do some drills, just to do some practice and do some drills. And those were a couple shots. I pinged off a 4 pin or a 6 pin, and something else fell. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's impossible to happen that
Yeah.
way, you know.
Right.
Strings will catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I can see from a maintenance side of things.
Oh yeah, it's less.
course.
It's definitely
yeah,
less
right.
maintenance.
Like, but yeah. Anyway, I was just.
But right, but
curious.
you can go outside and throw it against the building, and that's less maintenance. So I mean,
Touche.
at what point is it just
Yeah.
no?
you're
This
right.
is not sport, and that's my whole problem with it.
Yeah.
That to me was completely recreation, has no business in
Yeah.
the sport
yeah,
of bowling.
yeah.
None.
Agreed. Yeah.
Now, if they better the scenario that I was on, which I
Right,
hear that they're
right,
doing,
Right.
now we're talking about adding some technology in there to benefit the sport side. Now I'm all for that, okay? But as soon as you eliminate the ability to try, like for instance, if I'm shooting a 4-10 split and I shoot the 10 pin on purpose,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out now.
Now, could Norm Duke ever be talked into being a college coach,
No.
high school coach?
No. No. And you know what? I'm good right where I am.
Yeah,
Blair.
yeah,
I am,
yeah.
I am the luckiest man on earth. I basically get to do whatever I want to do, and I get to spend so much time with the youth.
Yeah, you do.
I
yeah.
do a lot of stuff with
Yeah.
the youth, and that keeps me young. I don't need competition. I got 41 years of it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I do not need to have my ego,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm good.
And you probably don't need the gray hair from college coaching
I'd love
either.
to have gray hair. I'd love to have any kind of hair.
You still give lessons and stuff. Obviously,
oh,
you still do a
absolutely.
lot of lessons.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
a ton? Is it a couple of them a week?
No,
or?
no. I do a lot less than I used to. Our company is Next Level Bowling,
Correct.
and we do clinics, seminars, guest speaking, anything that you want a pro athlete to come and help you with. We will book that for you. But I've asked my team to kind of wand me out of it a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And one of it is because of two-handers. It's not that I can't help them. It's just I know that somebody like Simon or Kyle True, those two-handers will be able to help their two-handed
Community,
a
yeah.
lot better than I would. And so I'm asking them, hey, let's expose two-handers to two-handed coaching.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to wand myself out a little bit.
And you've added a few two-handers to your team.
Oh, well,
for-
everybody's on our team.
Okay.
We just say, who would
Okay.
you like, and we give them a call.
Okay, perfect.
So,
But,
yeah.
but to your point though, you've done some work with Kegel as well, where they have you come in and there's been camps where you and a two-hander
No question
are
about it.
together, which I think is huge for both styles of play,
Right.
right? Yeah.
And Kegel does such a great job. And listen, I go there about 3 times a year, at least for a day. Normally, it's just for one day. So they'll have a 3-day camp. I'll come in on one of the days. And normally, what I do is I speak. I do mental game. Just everything about attitude, behavioral stuff, mental game, that kind of stuff. Because Kegel does such a great job with fundamentals.
Yeah.
They got it down.
Larry, you've been to Kegel, right?
Oh, we toured it this year because we had an event. Why were we in Florida? We were there. I don't remember why. But we went and visited Kegel. Oh, it was last year.
Was it the Expo?
Yeah, it was the end of last year.
Bowl Expo?
No, it was the end of last year at the SYC in Orlando.
Okay.
We took a drive down to Kegel, which we've never done, and I was floored. And when I say floored, I like blown away because I knew they had the training facility, but I really didn't know all of the business that Kegel does.
Yeah, lane oils,
more than
lane
lane oils.
machines,
Yeah,
everything.
and just it was fascinating, and the building was great, and I would highly recommend every bowl. Like, it really would be, this is the holiday season, right?
Right.
The perfect Christmas present for the bowling geek in your life.
Oh, no doubt about
Is
it.
a vacation to Kegel,
Correct.
right? Like, plan this trip, send them down, book them a lesson, a video analysis.
Right.
I just think they have all the tools. We're so lucky to have Kegel in our industry.
No doubt. And it reminds me of you build it, they will come.
Yes.
Because when you get to Kegel and you're like, it's here?
Yeah.
Where is everything? It's just all by itself.
Yeah.
It's quiet. Like, there's just nothing happening there except Kegel. And you walk in and you
100%.
go, okay.
And it's by itself. It's in the.
Yeah, you keep
It's out.
driving.
It's out there. It's by itself.
Yeah.
Lake Wales, Florida.
Yes, sir.
Look it up. I think they have a couple of stores and
See,
racetrack.
I was laughing because it was so Florida. I was like, this would only happen in Florida. We were driving down the
There we
road,
go.
and there was a giant truck of oranges.
Yeah.
Because Florida's orange
Yeah.
juice or whatever. I don't know what the actual brand is. Is it Florida's orange?
It's
Florida's
orange.
Yeah.
Florida orange.
I'm sure there's a
Anyway.
lot of brands. There's a lot of
Tropicana.
oranges.
There's
I
a
don't know.
headquarters there. You can go
Yeah.
in and see how orange juice is made from
Oh,
the
really?
oranges and the juices. Yeah. So I'm telling you, it's a great little destination for you folks.
Yeah, I used to go to Kegel. I went to Kegel at least 3 times a year back when I was my youth heydays, and went to the original. I don't know if it was the original Kegel. I don't know how many Kegel buildings there's actually been,
yeah.
but the first one I went to was Seabrings.
Sebring, Florida,
Sebring.
right? It was in the bowling center there.
That's the first Kegel I went to, and we would travel down 2 or 3 times a year. And
Back when they had the 8 lanes
yes, sir.
blocked off for the training facility,
Lewis,
and they
yeah.
had the 24 lanes over here for regular bowling. And then it got so, I mean, John Davis saw it coming, and he said, "No, we need a bigger boat."
Yeah.
And
Yep.
he built a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool too. They have their timeline
Nice shot right
on
there.
a wall with pictures and dates.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing to see their growth. So,
Nice shot right
There we
there.
go.
on lane 8.
all right, we are getting down to the end, guys. We've survived 15
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
There's a lot of folks that are already finished.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So we are going to be the last fair on.
I think we are. Yeah. What a shot.
All right.
Man, I can tell. See, all right, we're in game 15, right? This
Yes.
is
Correct.
day 2,
Yes.
game 15. I can tell here on lane 8. He just hung up in the thumb.
Yeah.
So I think, we got a little swelling going on. It's game 15, and yeah.
Just trying to get it off your hand.
That's the benefit of two-handed deliveries. You don't hang up in the thumb ever. No blisters.
No, nothing.
Well,
Bless their hearts.
yeah, and
Grip
to your,
pressure is definitely totally different.
to your point too, some of these kids might not have ever bowled 15 games in a weekend. This might
Correct.
be the first time, so they're experiencing this and they're like, oh, Here's what we need to do differently.
Right. You know, people ask me all the time before we have the switch grips. They'd say, "Well, what do you do with the thumb hole?" Because I go to Phoenix, and next thing I know, I can't even get my thumb in it. I swell too much, and I used to say, "You build your thumb hole for the hottest, build it the biggest, and then tape that sucker up. Because if you ever get in a scenario where you're hanging up in the thumb, you got to go and work it out while you're bowling. No. I would also always make it as big as I could and then tape it up to hold it.
Eliminate some of those
Nowadays, you
variables.
can just, screw in another thumb. You have a big one, a middle one, and a small one, and you're good to go when you go to Iceland, and you're good to go when you go to Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I remember when I went the first time I bowled in Vegas from Ohio, where there's massive humidity, going to Las Vegas where it was super dry. I thought my thumb would shrink. It didn't. It got swollen, and I had to figure out how to. I mean, I couldn't even get in.
Right, can't even get in.
Like, and I had interchangeable thumbs, and I didn't have a thumb big enough.
Oh,
So we
all
started,
of them were kind of the same.
Yeah,
then, huh?
yeah. So we
Oh.
started making a thumb bigger. Like, I had a big, small, medium thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So don't be afraid to make especially what a gift that interchangeable thumbs has been to some bowlers.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some still choose to drill the thumb in. But if you have that system,
There you go.
drill one huge.
Yeah.
Listen to us now. Like, make it feel like there's no way I will ever use this.
I could not agree with that more.
Yeah.
You have to make it bigger than you would think is huge. So
Yeah.
that's huge. All right, now keep working it. and you're almost there.
Right?
Norm, how many pieces of tape you normally start out with, or
In every bowling ball, I usually have at least 14 and a cork grip as well.
you have a cork grip?
So I have a cork and about, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. About 14 pieces of tape, give or take 2 or 3, right?
For the chat that doesn't know what a
that's what I was
cork
gonna
grip is,
Master cork.
explain to the chat what the cork grip
A
is.
cork is a piece of cork. Looks like a tape, but you drop it in the thumb just like tape. But the cork gives you some more texture, so that it'll hang onto your hand. So then I could have my thumb hole comfortable size and still hold it.
Okay.
If I take that cork out, then I would almost have to get it too tight.
Okay.
And I'd have to get it locked in there. I never want to be locked in the thumb. I want it to fly out of there, right? So I'd build the cork so I'd get a little texture. And I'd put that in the front so that I'm actually feeling that in my grip. It's not plastered on the back of my thumb. It's right in the front. And I'd also drop it down a little bit, and it would create a little more
tear,
bevel.
like a tape.
Yeah, a little more bevel just by using the cork.
Okay. Yeah, for the chat, I don't think many people hear the cork.
Cork.
Gerald, I want to keep you here, but do you need to go rescue Nick? Do you think that people are going to be trying to leave? And
I'm pretty sure pretty soon.
so
But we're down.
whenever,
We're done pretty much.
yeah.
With the rest of the pairs.
I don't want. We can't see him.
I know.
He might be
Poor
like
Nick.
slammed.
Poor Nick.
Yeah.
Poor
But
Nick.
if you want to stay, you camp out. You can
Oh,
just
I'm
tell them-
enjoying this,
I
but
know,
I
yeah.
definitely duty is definitely calling. I'm sure.
Come on,
I'm not
Michelle.
trying
Get
to-
that double right there.
There
Atta
we
girl.
go.
You can tell she is ecstatic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She is jumping like a frog on a freeway.
She's like, "Are we done yet? Is it lunch? What are we getting for lunch on the way home?"
Yeah, she's got spare, strike, spare double now.
Yeah. And
She should be thrilled.
yeah.
She probably is.
Oh,
She probably is.
She's
Yeah.
not giving us her game tape.
Yeah.
She's focused.
All right, let's look at some scores. Let's do it.
All right, Hayden, come on, make that 10 pin.
There we go.
Oh, boy. So Alex here, she's getting up on the left lane, lane 7. She's got two opens out of the last 3 shots. So she needs to turn this momentum around.
And I want to say that Avery Doomigan won the U18 girls, but yeah, she won. She's got
Plus
100
86?
wins. Yeah. So Avery Doomigan looks like it's going to be our U18 girls champion.
Beautiful loft right there. Nice going.
Elliot Gordon looks to have the well, let me just double check. This is when I get scared because no, I don't want to call this one. I'm not calling you. Wait, is this? Yeah, you. Wait,
Well, folks, listen, we got all these people finishing up. I'm going to go back here and
Yes. Duty. Take some photos.
Dude,
I tell you what, these people make me feel so wonderful. I can't.
man.
Wait. Here we go.
All right. We'll see you, Norm. Thank you.
Shout out to Norm. Thank you, Norm.
All right. What else we got? I was trying to look at some scores and see. U12 boys. This one, I'd be shocked. Trevor Mason
Trevor
will
Mason.
take home another title in the U12 boys division. U12 girls, Stevie Newton,
Okay.
Sebi Vetter.
What did Sebi end with the last game?
See if his last game is 211.
Wow, there we go.
No game under 200.
Shout out to Sebi. Good job.
Amazing.
Good to him.
And then U15 girls,
Good for
Anna
him.
Antony,
There we go.
champion again.
Plus 37.
Yeah, so as we wrap up, we just want to thank everyone for joining us this weekend at the SYC.
Indeed, it was great.
Gee, thanks for joining us all year
Thank
long.
you, Storm. Thank you, Blair.
Yeah, it's been great
Gary,
having Coolick on
Leanne,
board.
the whole crew. We definitely had an amazing year. Amazing year. We cannot wait for
Next year,
next year.
we're with you.
Me
We
and,
love it.
actually, me and Nick. You know what? We're gonna include Blair on this because this, some certain things is always like a special
Let's
moment
go.
for Blair because
Yes.
you've been part of some of the startup on some of our projects.
Yeah. Right.
And like me and Nick was back there, we were like, yeah, we need to go ahead and work on the jersey setup and patterns for next season's
Yeah.
jersey. So we're gonna include Blair on this one.
I can't wait.
It's gonna
do
be-
some voting.
It's gonna be Blair and Nick and I. We're gonna be
I'm wearing one of my
Bringing some
favorites
heat.
today, the Flavor Town.
oh the Flavor Town
the Flavor Town
one.
one.
Yes,
I love the color scheme in this one.
Flavor Town. I like the Flavor Town.
Yeah,
It looks like Austin's still down there striking.
he is. Yeah.
And he found a good little spot. But yeah, it was. We really appreciate everything that you do, and
So
that
what-
the team do. So
Is Coolick doing any Black Friday deals this year?
we will be having some Black Friday deals. We'll have
Okay.
20% off across the board,
Okay.
across the website. Nothing on 20% off will not be applied to like anything that's on sale. or
Yeah,
anything.
sure.
But we are releasing some cool stuff through Storm Products.
Is that our
New Black Label.
Let's go.
New Black Label.
You know,
is gonna
Gary
be-
was wearing a long sleeve jersey that I think is the black. Is that part of the Black Label?
Yeah,
Did he get like a striped with a blue stripe?
yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
'Cause it-
Everyone was commenting on this in the office. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know 900 Global, we did like a crew neck zipper long sleeve
Yeah.
garment as well.
Yeah.
But, it's gonna be
So watch Coolick's
the colors.
website.
The colors are pretty cool. What do you think of the colors?
I
I'm not
loved
gonna
it.
say the colors yet, but
Yeah.
what do you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah?
It was cool.
Good.
Yeah,
Good. Something different. Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
So we'll be releasing something for Storm Products.
I can't
It'll be
wait.
Black Label, 900 Global, Roto Grip All Star Collection. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah. So get your. Do you guys do an email newsletter? You do an email newsletter
We
because
sure
I
do.
get it. Yeah. So you can sign up on Coolick's website.
Coolbit.com. Yep.
But definitely, these kids grow and they grow out of their jerseys quick. So. If you were waiting all year to pick up a jersey, an SYC jersey, all the jerseys are up there.
That's right. Good timing before Christmas.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Are you Black Friday shopping this year, G, for anything?
I will. It
Yeah.
will be on my cellular mobile smartphone device.
Mobile device. Do you know there's a debate right now about like whether people purchase on a mobile device or a computer? Like big purchases?
Oh, big purchases.
Yeah. Like
Ooh,
where do you buy your flights? On a computer or your phone?
good one. It would be on my phone.
Okay. Oh wow. So you're against the grain of because they say millennials have to do it on their computer.
Yeah, I'm on my computer a lot, but when it's time to do some personal stuff, and
Yeah.
I go in my little corner,
Yeah.
in the, in the cut somewhere, or
Yeah. Yeah.
I go over to the ocean and sit and watch the sunset because the ocean is right beside our
Shake it
office.
off.
But yeah, I'm not going to brag
I
about
need to
that.
I need to come visit Coolick. I
Yeah.
haven't been down to Coolick.
Yeah,
Need to
we'll give
come
you a little
see.
tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's done on this cell phone. It's a computer, so it's
Is.
very easy. And plus, they're a lot of these websites are more mobile friendly than back then, and all your passwords and
For
stuff
sure.
are saved. So
All right,
there
Great
you go.
Spare by Michelle. She continues. She is stoic. Michelle is like, I'm not showing anything until I'm done.
she's doing very well this game. She's
Yeah, let's take a look at Michelle.
probably
She's
sitting down.
I don't know if she must be U18 girls. Oh, she's not had a super solid day, so this is a good finish for her.
Yeah, it's not over until the
Yeah,
last ball
don't
for
give
her.
up.
That's good. Proud of her. That's great.
The longer pattern can prove to be trickier for the young ladies sometimes. I never liked long patterns when I was these girls' age. Actually, I still
Yeah.
don't like longer patterns. I still haven't conquered the long. Much prefer a medium or a short.
Yeah.
It's just harder when you don't have as high a rev rate. The guys make it look very easy.
Create a lot more shape and
Yeah.
more room.
Good spare.
Spare. There we go. But yeah, it was great. It was great. I'm gonna go
You gotta go help Nick.
help Nick out
All right,
before
well,
we shut down.
Thanks for joining us, G. We'll see
Thank
you next year, Vegas.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Kicking off
Vegas.
2025.
We started off in Vegas. Oh boy. Oh boy.
You're not ready for that.
I am. We go to
Alright.
Vegas a lot, so
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
Let's go.
it's fun.
But Vegas will be in February.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
a long month for me because I believe the True Amateur tournament
Yep.
is in
Yep. I'll be there
Vegas.
for that too.
Yep, and
We'll see. Yeah, we'll
should
hang
be.
out.
Yeah, look at that.
Super Bowl.
Before SYC. Look at that, and that's
Oh.
around my birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, we'll celebrate.
yes. All right.
We'll see you,
See you, chat.
next time. Gerald, thanks for all you do.
Thank
for
you, Storm.
bowling.
Thank you, Blair.
All right, we'll see you. All right, and we are finishing up here. We got 2 frames. All right, we're finishing up here. We're going to watch these young ladies rock their 10th frame. 1 frame to go. All right. Great spare. If you have been watching, we appreciate your support over the weekend. If you're a parent here, we appreciate you bringing your youth bowlers out to Baton Rouge. That was a great finish by Miss Lee. I'm sorry. That was Miss... Brianna here up on lane 7. Alexandria. Alex is finishing up. That was Miss Lee that finished up before. Brianna stepped up. Just gonna slide one over here. The good news is if anyone is waiting for the awards, we'll be starting them quickly after the live stream finishes up. Great shot. Great finish. We're going to watch Miss Michelle finish up her game. All right, Michelle can finish out for 202 with a spare here. Solid game to end on. And we will be starting our award ceremony very quickly. And she spares it up. And with that, thank you all for watching our SYC Baton Rouge event. And we'll see you next season in Las Vegas.
You've been watching the 2024 SYC Louisiana. The SYC Louisiana would not be possible without the generous donations from our sponsors: Storm Bowling, Cool Wick, PBA Junior, Kegel, Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Shoes, Ray's Eyewear, Ballard's Bowling Academy, Master Industries, Quality Respite and Home Care, and by T&D Transportation. Special thanks to the official scoring system of the Storm Youth Championships, Bowlmetrics. The preceding was produced exclusively by Storm Bowling. For more information on upcoming events and more, please visit stormbowling.com. Once again, thanks for watching.